Today's December 28th, 2016. Happy Kwanzaa, John.
Happy Kwanzaa, Andrew.
It's like day 3. I looked it up. It was day 1 was like Unity. And then I don't remember what the other ones were.
Okay.
I do know it's 50 years old like me and the Super Bowl. So
I like that too.
Yeah, that's how I keep track of my age. If it's Super Bowl 51, it means I'm going to be 51 in August. How you like that?
Do you know what day of Christmas it is, Andrew?
Because,
there's 12 days of Christmas, right?
Sure.
So if it was Sunday the 25th was Christmas, and it is Wednesday the 28th, it's the 3rd day of Christmas.
Oh, according to the song? Or...
Well, according to the 12 days of Christmas, the custom and tradition.
Oh, so that song actually not predates, but that song's basically an after Christmas song.
Yep, the first day of Christmas is December 25th, obviously, Christmas Day. Second day called Boxing Day or St. Stephen's Day. Third day is the 27th, St. John the Apostle. Fourth day is the Feast of Holy Innocents, supposedly here, Andrew, where people remember King Herod. He was trying to find baby Jesus, and he was killing all the baby boys born in that town. Not trying to bring everybody down, but that was pretty ugly.
I saw that. That's been festering for years, that whole King Herod thing. No, it has. And this year it's really boiled over with Trump because I think King Herod, that was basically a census for a tax. They wouldn't.
Yes.
They weren't immigrants. They were just being taxed, and they had to go back. So this year, it's really come to the light.
Very true.
So, okay, you want to hear something funny?
I'd love to.
I'm watching, not TV. I forget, and my son goes to me. He goes, "You're gonna love this." And this is not like some shameless weird plug for your book. Seriously, okay. I took one of the books. Remember that we did the podcast, the video cast?
Yep, I signed it over to John Paul, your son.
Okay, I put it on his Christmas tree. One less gift that I have to give. Right, so one thing he can open. I know he's an 11-year-old kid. You got to understand this, folks. But he said he saw the book and he wanted it, and his mom wanted it, so I figured I'd give him a copy. So out of the blue, he says to me, he goes, "Opportunity first, strategy second." That's what Dr. J would say. The kid is quoting you.
He has learned it.
Wait a second.
He has learned it.
I said, "Where'd you learn that?" I said, "He goes from the book." I said, "You're kidding me." So I
love it.
I said, "Give me the book." And I looked at the book. It's Rule 13. Opportunity first, strategy second. So you've created a monster in my house.
Well, he'll be a rich monster, though.
Oh, okay. And that's not some... I mean, from a marketing point of view, that'd be a cool way to sell somebody listening to this podcast on why they should get 22 rules of investing. But that is about the God's honest truth right there.
Yep. Got to have the opportunity.
Speaking of opportunity.
Then you take advantage of it. Go ahead.
Which happens all the time.
Absolutely.
It makes total sense. The opportunity for me was how much pain I could take in gold.
And you've discovered that, I take it.
Yeah, my opportunity was to keep buying on the way to... I don't know about that. Now, the strategy was to just hold on, which is kind of bad. What are the opportunities today, John, on this slow week in December? What do you got for us?
Well, let's see. It's past, but the deal, if one comes together for Kate Spade, during our show today, the halftime report, Andrew, we learned at 12:33 Eastern Time that Kate Spade was exploring a deal, as the best way to put it. Again, symbol KATE. Many people know him for the Kate Spade purses and the like. Well, so that was at 12:33 Eastern Time. Reportedly considering sale of the company, hired advisors to contact potential buyers, etc. Okay? So, what's funny is 10 minutes, and I do mean actually 11 minutes before that, we noted the January 16 calls somebody bought 2,000 of them for 40 cents. Then somebody in the same second bought a couple thousand of the 17 calls in January. Now the stock was halted at 12:34 Eastern Time. After the trading halt, it reopened 20% higher. And right now, where is Kate Spade, KATE? It's not that high anymore, but there might still be some opportunities here, Andrew. It's not at the high of the day, but it's still up 21%. The high was when it was up, 23.5%. But I think the takeover probably comes at 20 or higher. And I've got calls in here, knock on wood. It's a call spread that I have, and I had it before today. So if the SEC is listening, I'm not the guy you want, guys.
All right.
You want the guys that were buying that thing before the news broke today.
So this kind of falls within the sort of boundaries of opportunity and strategy. Obviously, our opportunity was not knowing that this deal was going to come, and if you did, you'd probably be in jail, and that would create another strategy while you're in jail for insider trading. But being being that's not our opportunity, let's talk about strategy, because a lot of people will say, okay, I like this strategy. I'm going to say it right here. Options. Don't mess around with the stock on this thing, because you'll get your ass handed to you if you do, like dries. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, not actually.
Andrew's right, folks, and there's a reason that we trade options that is far beyond that. Oh well, John and Peter just trying to sell a book. No, I can actually take a lot less risk. So, as an example, Andrew.
All right. So, are we going to play? Let's play it now.
Yeah.
It's up
let's
20.
Just say that,
it's actually up 23% now. By the way, you said it at 20. It's already moved.
All right.
Since
so let's say that you believe that they will find a deal.
It's real.
That they will indeed sell the company. Okay. Do you buy the Januaries? If you think it's going to happen pretty fast, because you've got 24 days for that to happen. I'm already in the Januaries. Full disclosure, I'm along the January 15 calls. So I'm a happy camper today. But if I were to establish a new position today, Andrew, I wouldn't buy the Januaries. I'd give myself February, so you have 52 days, longer amount of time to be right. Now, if you bought 1,000 shares of Kate Spade at $17.91 or $18, I guess it's trading now, that'd be $18,000. Let's call it a new Kia. Or you could go out, and that's a low-end Kia, I realize.
They still make cars, I think. Kia.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
You could go out and buy the 18 calls in February. They are trading right now for $1.65. That's the last traded price.
180 now.
The high on the day is 170. Oh, you show them trading 180
145, 150, 180. It's moving. This is the 18th in February's, right?
Yep. Let's say you bought those. So let's say you even paid 180. I think you can do better than paying the offer, but let's say you paid 180. Then you get in here and you sell the 21 calls, for instance, for 75 cents out in the same month. So you're buying February, the 18 calls, and you're paying $1.80, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're selling for 75 cents the 21 calls. So net out of pocket is $1.05. So if you did a 10 lot simulating that 1,000 share purchase that we already discussed would be $18,000, you could be in this trade for $1,000, 1/18th of the amount.
A lot less painful, trust me. I know these. I've been down this road.
if the stock is taken over at 21 or higher, which I believe if there's a deal, it'll come at over 20, is my belief. But if the stock's 21 or higher, the spread goes to $3, the difference between the $18 strike that you own and the $21 strike that you sold. So it goes to $3. So you just turned $1,000 into $3,000. So, meanwhile, if there's some gesticulation and some movement in this stock, and it's up and down prior to such a deal, perhaps coming about, instead of being shaken out and having your $18,000 investment drop to like $16,500, if the stock fell to $16.50, that spread would probably only lose maybe 30 cents or $300 instead of $1,500 that the stock trade would lose. So in other words, we're saying you've defined a narrow band of the stock from 18 to 21, and you stand a very good chance of enriching yourself if indeed there's a takeover in here, and you're not risking a whole lot of money versus trading the stock. That's why we trade the way we do, folks.
There you go. Opportunity, and there's your strategy. What else are you looking at?
All right. Alibaba today, Andrew. I was looking in there, and I put on a spread in Baba.
BABA.
Yep. I bought the 92.50 calls in February, and I sold the 97.50 calls. So that's a $5 call spread. Again, instead of buying an $85 stock or an $88 stock, wherever it is, I just defined we had unusual activity. I defined a band from 92 to 97 that I said, hey, I want to be in here, this $5 spread. And I put a lot less money on the table. I mean, I think I put roughly $1 on the table, a little more than $1, maybe $1.20 or so on the table, I think. And obviously it could go to $5. So in other words, $1,200 could go to $5,000. That is another good risk reward, I believe. And if I'm wrong, I pull the ripcord at probably 60 cents on that spread. So I could lose 600 if I'm wrong, and if I'm right, I make almost 4,000.
A lot of Baba haters out there. What's going on?
I don't know. They do. All he does is copy, Bezos and try to do everything Bezos does. So he's raising money successfully. Ma is the
Jack
CEO.
Ma.
Jack Ma. And he's. I think they're going to be just fine. So I think it pushes back over 100. Does it get there by, the third week in February? Maybe. But all I need is a little pop, and then we could take some profits.
Okay. How's New York?
New York's good. I'm going to be going back to the usual spot, Andrew, also known as the Hunt and Fish Club. I'm going to head back down there tonight. Yeah.
Well, you got to say hello to Scaramucci for me.
We'll do it. Will do. I'm going to see Mr. Scaramucci, the advisor to Mr. Trump, tonight.
I know. It's countdown to the inauguration. Which
I know. I will try to get you that pass, man.
Tell me about it. I'm dying for something. We even talked to Cortez. Remember Cortez, Steve Cortez?
Sure I do.
I texted him, and I said to him, hey, you got any ins for this inauguration? He says he's having trouble getting tickets for his daughters.
Wow.
And he was the outreach guy for the Hispanics for Trump. I mean, he was doing how many hits? He was doing more hits than you on CNBC. He was doing MSNBC. Oh, my God, he was doing CNN. They were beating him up for months. So. Oh, yeah. So we'll see.
And he kind of gets his, he's getting a lot of that back now, though. He doesn't look like he's so unbelievable now. It looks like he's going to do pretty well, in fact.
I know. He tweeted out a picture of his new cummerbund with an American flag on it for his, I guess, the inaugural ball. Hopefully the weather will be nice that weekend. Why don't you come?
If I can, I will. How about that? I don't know if I can, Andrew.
Actually, why don't you do it reporting for CNBC? There you go.
I'll try.
You could do the
I'll
halftime.
try.
That's right. Talk to Judge. Say, hey, we're going to do the halftime.
Judge, I need to do the halftime
On
here.
Friday. We'll do it from the
Yeah.
mall. We'll do it from the wherever in D.C. It's going to be a rocking good time. I'm going to talk to you off the air about our YouTube stuff. We're doing a lot of people subscribing. It's crazy.
Fantastic.
But we need more folks to subscribe and hit that like button. And 2017 is going to be awesome. But like I said, I'll save that for when we get done with this podcast.
All right. Well, as always, folks, you can subscribe to the podcast by clicking on through either iTunes or YouTube. So please do either and or both. And then we'll see you soon back here on the podcast.
All right, John.
Thank you, Andrew.
All right, here.